Hello, my name is Alex Shaverdian, and I'm a peer academic advisor at the PharmSci student office. Today, I'm going to talk about the importance of note-taking and how important note-taking is for your studies in college. People often think that the more you study, the better grade you'll get, but just because you study more doesn't mean you'll improve your grade. It also depends on the quality of your notes, and if your notes are not up to par, it might affect your grade. After taking many college courses and many different types of classes, I'm going to share with you the method of note-taking that I feel is the most important or most valuable to improving your academic performance. All right, let's get started. So the first point I want to bring up is to write multidimensional notes. What does that exactly mean? So what I mean by that is don't let your notes be all one shade that makes everything blend in and you don't know where one point ends and another point begins. So I suggest using colors to highlight main points, definitions, and explanations to make your notes easier to dissect. Because when you're studying in a library, let's say, and you're studying for a midterm, you don't want to dissect what every note says or what you meant by this. You want it to be easy to read and easy to digest. And make a certain color an explanation and another color be a problem, or maybe another color be a solution. Make it your own. There's a lot of ways you can tailor it to your needs. Another point to bring is to not depend on PowerPoint. So a lot of professors put up PowerPoint and use PowerPoint during their lectures, but even if that's the case, I suggest you still write down important information from slides. Writing things down is a much better way of remembering material rather than reading off a slide while you're studying. It also gives a chance to write down the professor's comments. Maybe they highlight something that's going to be on the midterm or something that's going to be on the final that they don't put on their slides. But more importantly, it gives you another source to study from rather than just cycling through a slide that you got off the internet from the lecture. And another point is you don't have to rely on the professor publishing the PowerPoint and having to have a computer to study because you'll have the notes right in front of you. It gives you another dimension of you have your PowerPoint, you have your own notes, and you have your professor's input from the lecture all in one area to study from. My third point I want to bring up is to take notes with a future mindset. So when we're taking notes in a lecture, things may seem very clear, but when you look back at topics or solutions, they may become hard to follow when you're trying to study for an exam, either because you're stressed or because of time. You don't want to have to dissect your notes and see what you meant by a certain explanation or solution. It is important to take that with more explanation that you feel is necessary than at the time. So if you're writing down a certain solution, make sure you might feel that it's enough information for you to understand later on, but go that one extra mile to write out what you exactly mean. You might feel it's repetitive, but it'll help you in the long run and will definitely help you when you're trying to study for exams. My final point is take notes by hand instead of by computer. A lot of people take notes by computer, and if that works for you, that's great. But if you're struggling taking notes and don't feel like your notes are effective, I would highly suggest taking them by hand instead. Studies have shown people who take notes by hand perform better in classes than others who use just computers. Though computers allow you to write more material down, writing actually uses different types of cognitive processes than typing does. That actually helps you hold on to retain the information better than you would just typing it. So you're kind of playing quality instead of quantity, which is you definitely want your quality to be better rather than just writing down everything the professor said. And I do have the references here to what I was talking about, that the studies that do show that writing by hand is better than doing it by computer. Well, I hope you guys found the information helpful in the video and at least try one of the tips that I provided. If you have any questions, please leave a comment in the comment section or come visit me in office hours in the PharmSci student office.